Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your dude, your rebel, your guy, substance level, aka level 92, saying what is up. And welcome everybody to another KeeKlip episode. But this here is KeeKlip 767. Yes, we kind of a little bit slow, but we're gonna catch up. Believe me, I got a whole lot to go over for this season, and we're definitely gonna kick you something new for the next, because that's gonna be a 10. So, basically, just kind of go over it. You know, we looked at the Regal Beats from the last one and 65, and then basically did a little after talk on it. So it was definitely a fun trip and a fun event that I did. But for today, that's surprising. I don't know how many times I've done this yet, but I know this is probably the first time for me doing this. But you know, today, 9/9/2024, is the 25th anniversary of the Sega Dreamcast. Unsurprisingly, not too much fond memory with this, but I will say, you know, it was definitely an honor to have one of these in my collection, let alone to review this years and years ago. And honestly, you know, there's a lot that can be said about this, and I don't really try to kind of talk trash on the stuff that I buy. I mean, you know, it's very rare if I did, but either way. So to me, from my history on it, because I grew up with the Sega Saturn, right? Of course, I had the N64 and all that, and going forward in the PlayStation. But I knew about the Dreamcast. I actually remember, I think one time I went to a friend's house and we were playing some wrestling on that. I was like, all right, cool. Nope. It was actually a fun game. I think it was like it was either WWE or WCW. It's one of the two, but either way. But yeah, because I know he had one, and then my uncle had one. I forgot what games he had for it, though. And I remember this one time at this mall, Crystal Mall, which is done. I remember the GameStop, if I recall correctly, there was showing, it had a TV, and it was like a Sonic game, and I think that was on Dreamcast. And of course, GameStop at the time was around for a while. And I never owned one till 2014. So it's kind of weird. So basically, I had this thing for 10 years. But like, kind of growing up with it, I seen a lot of promotion on it. I mean, Toys R Us, you know, they're doing their thing and everything else in between. And to kind of, you know, reminisce about it, there's a moment where I look at it, I'm like, man, I wish I did have one early. And a lot of people, some would kind of get trash on it now. I mean, here's my thing. When I had the Sega Saturn, I had a whole blast with that. And I was like 5th grade when I bought that. And at a garage sale, remind you, and also like the games, the controls were like cool. So compared with that one, I was like, okay, I had fun with that. But then with the Dreamcast, again, I played it like very, very little. But then I kind of grew, you know, alongside with it now because of all the games. Like, okay, we had Crazy Taxi for one, Sonic Adventure, Shenmue. I believe there was a Street Fighter 3. Did not play that yet. But yeah, it was just like so many like Sega games. Like Sonic is definitely going to be one of the things that they ain't going to go nowhere. You know, before that was being bought by Nintendo, and then bam. But, you know, it was just kind of like Sega Dreamcast had its own thing. And especially being the last one until, you know, the GameCube came out, that's when it started merging. You know, that's kind of like okay. And then, of course, the Xbox comes out. But, again, it's just like, I knew what I was playing. And I even like some of the old Sega games that I used to play, like on the Genesis, okay, that would have been great to see that remastered, right? And of course, we had I had the AtGames version. But again, it's just like, what were the games what we would like to actually play when it came to Dreamcast? And of course, this is the 90s. So later down the line, I thought, okay, yeah, it had an internet browser, and that was really cool. I thought having the internet on your game consoles, which at the time, internet wasn't really as big as it is now, especially with social media. But it's just like, hey, let's see what we can do. Because, of course, we looked at the Tiger Game Comp, and that was kind of like a lag of anything. I wish I did have the type of working man to actually do that. But, again, it's just like, there's some things you can do, and there's other things you can't do with certain consoles. And honestly, I'm not going to go harsh on it, but, you know, that is what it is. And beyond that, but I will say for the one thing I do remember with the Dreamcast were these things. Now, of course, during that time, I remember the PlayStation had it. And it was like a small, like a little gamepad thing. But these things here, it was kind of like it's a memory card / visual thing, because you can actually do stuff on here You got to get like one of them little C batteries. And it's kind of like, okay, you're on the road. I guess it's more like, maybe it is like little games you can do on here, but like, it's very limited. But I mean, to have this on a control like this, and of course, it still kind of takes place like the Sega Saturn because of the design, but like, to kind of put this in here, like memory cards in the controller, I thought that was actually a good deal. And just having it designed like that, honestly, not bad. But like I said, it was just so much. There's so much that I missed when I was young. Now, of course, I'm not gonna go out and be like, well, you know, I was rich, I was broke. Like, it's just I just never had the chance to do it. But I never had the chance to get one of these. Everyone else had, but you know, I started with Nintendo, so I wasn't really mad or decisive on it. It's just okay. I just prefer Nintendo, but I'll still play some Sega games if that was a chance. Now, another thing I would definitely add on to it is I believe that for a collector, you know, everyone wants to get every single console, right? So I would like to get every Tiger Electronic. I would like to get every Mattel, if anything. I got a freaking Hyper Scan out of all things, and I bought that for cheap. But but no, I mean it still holds a place in like a lot of gamers' hearts, and I think that with something like this, it definitely is a piece of history that should be celebrated. It should be acknowledged. And honestly, to those that grew up with the Dreamcast and definitely kept a good fond memory with it, I say cherish every moment with it, bro. And you know, I'm proud to have one of these. I'm proud to, you know, collect such nostalgia, of course, in my case. And yeah, so that's basically the Dreamcast. So happy 25th anniversary, and may you live on to see 50. So that is the Dreamcast. If you guys got some fond memories with it, by all means, comment down below. Like, share, and everything else in between. Thank you all for watching this episode. We'll tune in next time. But also, like I always say, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat, all that. You know where everything is down here. Till next time, stay tuned for 768. And I'll see y'all when I want to see y'all. Peace. Stay awesome.